The Dressrosa arc finally begins in my review of One Piece episode 629. Time to set sail, you salty sons of bitches. It's a brand new arc of One Piece, and this was a great episode, and it was made all the better by the fact that there was a brand new intro. It is the 17th intro of the One Piece anime series. The intro was really exciting. I don't really care for the song too much, which was done by a band called AAA. The song is called Wake Up, but the imagery, I love it in this one. It's really explosive. There's a lot of big what-if battles between the Straw Hats and some other big characters like Kizaru and Akainu. And there's even this weird thing in the middle of the episode where Luffy has this confrontation with Blackbeard, and he basically says, I'm gonna find the One Piece and be king of the pirates. And even at the end of it, there's a lot of imagery that's going to be pertaining to the Dressrosa arc. But probably my favorite thing about this intro is that if you ever wanted to see Nico, Robin, and Nami look like high-class Las Vegas strippers, then this is the intro for you. Everybody in the One Piece world is still freaking out over the fact that Doflamingo has decided to leave the warlords and abandon his kingdom. And there's even a cool cameo from Jinbei and Crocodile. And for the love of God, Jinbei, will you join the crew already? He is the one guy I want to join the Straw Hat crew more than anything. He deserves it. There needs to be a fishman on that team. He would be so useful, and he's such a cool character. Sorry I went off on that tangent, but I'm a big Jinbei fan. But still, right after this, we basically get the big confrontation with Doflamingo and the Straw Hat crew as they go through the exchange plan for how they're going to drop off Caesar Clown. And basically, this is the typical Colombian exchange. You know, you got the money, you got the stuff. Essentially, they're going to drop him off at this beach, and Doflamingo is going to come and pick up Caesar Clown, and that should be the end of this business. Or is it? In the middle of the episode, we do this little roll call where they go through all of the different warlords to sort of remind us who they are. And shocking though this may be, Buggy the Clown is now a member of the Warlords, and I just think this is great. Because a lot of people hate him, but I love Buggy the Clown. I think he's awesome. He reminds me of Emperor Pilaf, and I just love his voice actor. I think he's so funny. I think it's actually the same voice actor of Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho, and I just love his character as well. He really evokes a lot of energy in every scene he's in. He even has a funny monologue in this episode, but he's hastily silenced by this circa 1999 Lenny Kravitz looking Marine. When we get back to Doflamingo, we get to see that he keeps some pretty damn strange company. It's already been hinted at before with people like Baby and Buffalo 5. But when you're introduced to this one character of Treble, who's essentially this giant amorphous blob man, it kind of reminds me of that one weird episode of Family Guy where Peter wished that he didn't have any bones. This is the anime version of Peter with no bones, except that he sort of looks like Bruce Valanche as a stoner. It's the only way I can describe this character. Treble joins Doflamingo in this room of mysterious people. One of them goes by the name of Diamante, and him and Doflamingo have this dialogue that is very Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck-esque, sort of duck season, rabbit season, if you know what I mean, sort of like reverse psychology on each other. And this character looks like he's going to be going off the handle quite a bit. But the most shocking part about this is, the reason Doflamingo knows that Luffy's going to be interested in all of this is because he has possession of Ace's devil fruit, the flare fruit, the fire fruit, whatever you want to call it. He has it in his possession, and it is quite a shocker at the end of the episode. In the end of the episode, the Straw Hats finally arrive at Dressrosa, getting ready to kick off this really exciting arc. I'm really amped for this arc, and a lot of it has to do with Doflamingo himself. He's one of my favorite villains of the series. I'm just very intrigued about what his true motives are and getting to learn a little bit more about his backstory. Especially all the people that are around him. You know, obviously they're building up the whole fact that he's of royalty and everything, and it sort of stems with all of the people that are around him. They're like sort of his servants, his caretakers, and clearly they're all going to have some very strange powers. Like in that weird, mysterious dark room, you could see sort of the silhouetted images of some of those guys. One of them looks like he has like these massive spiked shoulders and stuff, and that one Diamante guy, he just looks crazy. And Treble, you heard what I said about Treble. He's just creepy and amorphous and disgusting. Love him or hate him, Buggy is here to stay, and I can't wait to see what he's going to do as a warlord. I actually want him to become something of a massive threat. I want that to be sort of the joke of his character. And being that he's a clown, that makes a lot of sense. But otherwise, this was a pretty full package episode. The brand new opening was a lot of fun. Most of the artwork was good. The animation was pretty decent when there was animation. All the voice acting was good. There were funny moments, like when Law was joining the Straw Hats for lunch. And, of course, that big scene at the end where Doflamingo revealed Ace's devil fruit was pretty damn awesome. So I cannot wait to see what's going to be happening in the future of Dressrosa. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, really explosive, and just kind of unpredictably crazy. So for this one right here, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, but only because I felt that some of the artwork in some spots of the episode could have been a little bit better. But otherwise, this was a pretty damn stellar episode that I am really enjoying. So check it out if you're following the series. It's the beginning of a brand new arc of One Piece, the Dressrosa arc. Another stellar episode of One Piece, but how did you guys feel about it? And also, who do you think is going to get Ace's Devil Fruit? You can let me know with your comments below. Remember guys, before you leave, hit that like button, give this video a thumbs up. Definitely one of the best ways to support our videos. And subscribe if you haven't already. So, I'll see you next time guys. Super Kami Guru 9000, out.